Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes,
unseasonably warm temperatures here in Minneapolis, especially for September. No big deal because it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Minnesota Twins in the middle game of a 3-game set from Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. The first game of this series did not go the way the Yankees wanted. They managed just 2 hits. They got shut out by a score of 7-0. They'll try to even it up. We'll take a look now at the pitching matchup in this one. Zebby Matthews is going to go for the Twins. Yankees saw him back at the stadium earlier. And for the Yankees, it's going to be Cam Schlittler coming up a really strong start against the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone saw the average velocity that he's been featuring at 98 miles an hour coming when he came up to the big leagues, but he's had great velocity up in the zone. His four-seamer has been so effective. But one thing that he's learned to throw his curveball that has really, really good depth. And it's really tough for hitters to figure out what they're going to get.
A lot of strikeouts is usually what he gets. He has 63 strikeouts in his first 11 career games, 6 most in franchise history. Joe told you about the average fastball velocity, and he's thrown the 74 fastest pitches by a Yankee starter this year. Now, the Yankee lineup is a little bit different. After 6 games with Jose Caballero at shortstop, Anthony Volpe returns to shortstop. And honestly, despite having that shot in the left shoulder, this is not the year that he planned for.
No, it isn't. And when he had the last shot right before the All-Star break, he had a really good 2 weeks. But he started off so hot with the power numbers, using the whole field. You're going to see this home run to right field off a left-hander. And it just looked like he was going to have a huge season. Then he dove for this ball in May, early May, and hurt his shoulder. And I think the struggling at the offense ended up leading to some errant throws, not being aggressive on the defensive side, and charging the baseball. And then I think he started to really stress when he wasn't hitting. Since June, he's hit under 200. But you know what matters? The next 12 games in the playoffs. That's all that matters.
Well, if you take a look at his numbers, first 33 games, not that bad. Next 35, well, that's more of what they're looking for. But the last 73, it just doesn't make sense. 164 with a 555 OPS. So who is the starting shortstop for the Yankees? Is it Jose Caballero, who's played very well over the last 6 games, or the first-round draft pick Anthony Volpe, who started the season in that role? Meredith Marakovitz asked Aaron Boone that question. We'll find the answer next.
Welcome back to Minneapolis, Minnesota for Yankees baseball on Yes, as the Yankees try to right the ship tonight against the Twins in Game 2 of the 3-game series. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. For the last 6 games, Jose Caballero has been penciled in there as the Yankees starting shortstop. However, today, Aaron Boone opted to go with Anthony Volpe. Earlier, I asked him about that decision.
I was ready to go, and I also don't want to, Caballero's not a guy that plays every single day, and I want to be mindful of that. So he's a little beat up too, and so want to get Anthony back into the mix here, and hopefully give us a spark today.
As much as he needed the time physically to let that cortisone shot kind of work a little bit, how much did you think he could have used maybe a little bit of a mental break as well, kind of reset?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Again, it was, from my standpoint, I feel like he deals with all the stuff really well, and the ups and downs that you go through. I don't think it affects him like it can some players. But that being said, hopefully there's a little benefit to get a little mental reset through this time too.
And you heard Aaron Boone say he thinks Volpe is in a good spot physically. He did have that second cortisone shot. He's had a torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder that he has been dealing with the majority of the season. The Yankees hope that they can get him going a little bit in the final few games of the regular season. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by Joe Girardi. First pitch coming your way after the break.
The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. By Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. By Chef IQ, the wireless stay and food thermometer that guarantees steakhouse results. Get perfection. Visit chefiq.com. And by Hyundai, test drive a new Hyundai today, only at your local Hyundai dealer. Some of the MVPs throughout the years with the Yankees and the Twins. The Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. That's the old logo, and they had that in center field here at New Target Field. And the Twins take the field. Zebby Matthews will get to the mound, begin his warm-ups. We'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. Brought to you by Stop and Shop. Trent Grisham in center field leads off. Aaron Judge in right, Ben Rice at first. Cleaning up left fielder Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton the DH, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, bat 6. Batting 7, playing third base, it's Ryan McMahon. Anthony Volpe back at shortstop, will hit 8th at batting 9th, and catching Austin Wells. Cam Schlittler makes his second career start against the Twins.
You look at the number for Zebby Matthews. He's made 14 starts, kind of on a high ERA, but August was better than July, and September's been just okay.
Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scatter report.
Well, he's the traditional north-south pitcher. He's going to use his fastball up and his changeup and his slider down. Season highs on 8-11 when he faced the Yankees, 21.2% change when he only really throws it about 11% time, and he had 9 Ks a season high. And he's trying to make a statement. Jorge Lopez and Joe Ryan are in the rotation next year, but there's about 5 other guys that are fighting for those other 3 spots, and he's trying to make a statement.
Take a look at the defense behind him, brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Outman, Buxton, and Wallner left to right in the outfield. Infield, Lewis, Fitzgerald, Martin, and Cody Clemens. Third to first. Mickey Gasper got great at throwing out base runners. He's behind the plate with Larnach as the DH. Yankees trying to even up the series after losing 7-0 yesterday. Trent Grisham's ready. Zebby Matthews ready. Let's do it here in Minneapolis, and the first pitch is a strike. We're underway. The crew chief, James Hoy, the home plate umpire. John Lipka at first, DJ Rayburn at second, and Sean Barber is over at third. Driven out to right field and deep. Wallner on the run. He's going to play it off the wall, and he will hold Grisham to a single. And Grisham needed that 1 for 25 coming into that at bat. Time now, Joe, for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, Zebby Matthews is not a surprise. They saw him about a month ago. Woods Richardson, they did not see, and he kind of tore him up yesterday. Competition breeds success. For Anthony Volpe, you're competing for a spot. And just go out and play the best you can, and you see what happens. And it's go time. There's only 12 games left, right? They're 5 behind Toronto, and they're 1 ahead of Boston. I don't know if they can catch Toronto, but you surely want that first wild card.
And Toronto leads the Rays 1-0, top of the first inning. 1-0 count on Judge. Top 5 hitters in the Yankee order last night, 0 for 15, with 5 walks and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, they pretty much pitched around Aaron Judge last night. He had 3 walks. He ended up being 0 for 1. He lined out to right field. They've kind of, it almost looked like they said, we're going to let you beat us.
That was the Twins' first shutout of the Yankees since they won 4-0 in August of 2008. Perkins over Ponson. That one's driven into right center field. It dunks in there for a base hit. So 2 straight singles open the game against Zebby Matthews.
Hey, you know, Michael, they have as many hits right now as they did all the last night.
Yep.
You're going to see he gets jammed with this fastball that's in. It's got a little run to it, but he pulls his hands in enough to be able to get it over the second baseman's head and drop it in front of Wallner, who you do not want to run on because he's got an excellent arm. And the word has got around because people just don't run on it.
Ben Rice at the plate. Fly ball left field. On the run is Outman, and that's what he is right there as he records the out. 1 away. Let's see what James Hoy, the home plate umpire, is all about. He is neutral. 23rd big league season. He's the crew chief, calls fewer high strikes on righty batters, and he has wider corners on lefty batters.
So I've done about 30 games, Michael. I haven't seen that yellow neutral yet. It's usually hitter friendly, it seems like, or pitcher friendly.
It's rare, but
Yeah.
it's there. There's a strike to Bellinger.
Yeah, he's going to use his changeup a lot to lefties, and at times it doesn't have a lot of movement, especially when it's up in the zone. But when it's down, it's got some run to it. You got to be able to lay off it if you're a left-handed hitter.
And that's a base hit to right center. Grisham rounds third. He's going to score. Judge is going to third. It's an RBI single for Bellinger, his 94th ribby of the year, and it's 1-0 Yanks.
Well, hitting .352 with runners in scoring position, this is what he does. He drives in runs, and he knows how to hit to this situation. He never tries to do too much. He stays through the middle of the field. He hits this hard ground ball past the second baseman, Austin Martin. Gets Aaron Judge to third. Just a really productive at bat. And now you have to worry about him, if you're the Twins, him stealing second base.
11 stolen bases for Bellinger. And here's Stanton looking to snap out of a 6-for-51 slump. That's 118. Also, he has struck out 27 times in his last 15 games. That's 48.2%.
See that little tilt he does with his upper body? That's sometimes when he gets in trouble, when he tilts too much, because then his head goes back when he starts to take his stride in its movement of his eyes. Because he's had some pitches to hit. He's just kind of swung through them. And it's really, it's a fine line for him. It's, lack of a better term, when that rear end starts going out too much and it starts bending at the waist, that's when he gets in trouble.
High fly ball, deep center. Buxton back on the track, reaching for the wall. He makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Judge. It's a long sac fly for Stanton. His 50th ribby of the year, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Another productive bat from the middle of the order. I mean, you at least have to get the run in. It's exactly what he does. It looks like it's a changeup. He stays back on it pretty good. And of his 20 homers, Michael, if you look at center field, to the left of center field, there's 11 of them. To the right is 9, and he drove the ball through the middle, and he drove in a run.
Runner goes from first, swing and a miss, throw to second. And Bellinger's in there. Strange catch of the ball by the shortstop Fitzgerald.
What was he doing? It looked like he was trying to avoid. He said he couldn't see it. I don't know if he lost it. Maybe there's some, you know, the color of the uniform. I don't know, but I don't know if I've ever seen this, Michael.
Yeah, very odd.
I mean, during a day game, sometimes you lose the ball in the jerseys or the white T-shirts in the seats, but not on the throw from the catcher. I didn't see it. Now I'm tripping over Bellinger. Maybe he doesn't see him either.
Jazz calls time.
Take another look at it. Oh, he was smart to get his face out of the way. Turn if you don't see it.
And down goes Chisholm for the final out. Yankees 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. Yankees 2. Twins come to bat. Back here in Minneapolis, Yankees score 2. The Twins coming up the bat, and the starting lineup is brought to you by Stop and Shop. Byron Buxton in center field will lead off. Austin Martin at second. Trevor Larnach will DH. Cleaning up, first baseman Cody Clemens. Royce Lewis at third. Matt Wallner at right. Bottom third of the order, Gasper, Fitzgerald, and Outman. Outman in play left field. We saw Zebby Matthews get the start.
Look at Cam's numbers. His first 11 start in the big leagues. Boy, a lot of them have been really good. And I love the strikeouts to innings pitched. That's how you get out of innings, Michael.
Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scatter report.
Well, it should be a 4-seam delight tonight. This club, the Minnesota Twins, on 4-seamers 97 or above, are 25th in average at 206, last in slug at 261. He's learning on the job. I think his curveball and cutter have improved drastically since the first time I saw him in July, and he's number 3, possibly. If the playoffs were to start today, would it be Heel, who has a 1.89 in the last 7 starts, or Cam, who has a 2.01 in the last 6. Little fight for that 3rd spot.
Check out the defense, brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge left to right in the outfield. McMahon, Volpe, Chisholm, and Rice, that's 3rd to 1st. Wells behind the plate. Stanton, the DH, and Schlittler is on the mound. So here is Byron Buxton to start it off. Schlittler works from the first base side of the rubber and deals. And Buxton, who likes to jump on the first pitch, does just that. And Judge puts it away. 1 away. Josh Chisholm is saying, I can't see it either.
Yeah, there must be a little bit of a sunbeam that's coming in and getting into the second baseman's eyes. It probably won't last long. But you know what I would tell you if you were a pitching coach, Michael?
What's that?
26 more of those and we're in pretty good shape. It's 27 pitches, 27 outs.
That would be better than the Maddox.
Yeah. I would see that would be the most perfect game you ever saw.
Well, he's on his way. Volpe ranges to the glove side, fires. Nice play to retire Austin Martin.
Yeah, an outstanding play going to his left, and Austin Martin can really get down the line, and you can see he goes a long ways for the ball. The little hop to get him on his toes so he can react quickly. A really strong throw, throwing on the run. I just love the way he kind of circles this ball and he keeps coming through it. Makes an accurate throw. Good stretch by Ben Rice.
2 pitches, 2 outs. And here is Trevor Larnach.
I mean, he has to take a pitch, doesn't he?
You would think, but the game's not the same.
It's not?
No. And the Yankee righty deals. And he took a pitch. Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. Yeah, it's 87. That's not a misprint. 87. And it is much too hot for September, particularly in Minneapolis. And Meredith on the pregame show is mentioning that there are bees all over the place, right?
Yankees dugout, there's gnats all over the field. When I was doing the pregame, they're just kind of swarming around you. Some of the guys in the outfield were talking about it the other day, about how bad it was out there with some of the bugs.
1-2.
You kind of wonder, like you see the spots in the outfield.
What's been going on there?
Yeah, is that because of the bugs too?
That's a great question. All I know is this, Joe. Austin Wells walked into the Yankees dugout getting ready to go help warm up Cam Schlittler, and he said, "What is this? I was not expecting this." Nearly 90 degrees when he walked out. I said, "But would you take it instead of 40 or 50? He said, "Yeah, I would take it." 60? Well, that's a different story, but did not expect this in September here in Minnesota.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning.
I saw a gentleman in the elevator and said, "You got about 2 more weeks. Then it'll start snowing here in October." That's what happens here in October.
Then you can't go outside and you have to use all the skyways to navigate yourself around the city.
I bet those are really helpful in the wintertime here.
When I covered the NBA, they were. You never had to go outside.
And Larnach works a walk. And that's going to bring up Cody Clemens. And this is the way young people announce important things going on in their life. On Facebook today, Cody and his wife Jessica announced that they are expecting their first child in February.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So Roger's going to be a grandpa. And Debbie's going to be a grandma.
Boy, he had a day on Friday. Did you see the day out in Arizona? He had 3 home runs, had a double, had 5 RBIs, tied a franchise record for total bases in one game for 14.
He has 19 home runs in 101 games for the Twins. Here are the 3 home runs Joe's talking about.
That seems like a no-doubter. That ball's hit a long ways. That's a high wall out there, and that one even looks a little bit further. Trying to get to the flowers, and then to go to left center. This is not easy for a left-hander to do. What a night he had. And
that's something his father cannot say, "Well, I did it." No, you didn't.
You might have given up 3 homers maybe once in his career in a game. I don't even know if he ever did it. You think Roger would have neckballed him in that game?
Probably. You mean Cody?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Roger was competitive, but I don't know.
You don't think he would have? Well, he used to call a bow tie to his son.
That would be tough. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Count is full. That will release Larnach at first.
Yeah, just a bit low. A really good pitch at 99 miles an hour. He got 2 quick outs, and now he's had 2 3-2 counts, a walk. He's thrown 11 pitches to the last 2 hitters.
And there's ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs. That brings up Royce Lewis.
Looked like it was going to be a really, really easy inning for him. It's turned into a little bit of trouble. And I always worry about, especially young pitchers, Michael, the first time they get in the stretch, what they do that first hit or after. Obviously, he walked Cody Clemens. Hopefully, he can find it here and get Royce Lewis out.
Pitch outside. Now, I was curious with Cam. He's got some tattoos on the left arm, but 1 tattoo on the right arm. And I asked him what it was. He said that's the birth date of his grandmother. And he has the birth date of his grandfather on his left arm. And he said he was hesitant about the one on the right arm. He said, you don't want to get ink into the arm where you throw. He said, but for my grandmother, I did. And there's a lot more on the left. I think he's planning a couple more on the left over the winter.
Wasn't there a time that they made pitchers cover them up?
I don't remember. Did
they used to have to wear sleeves? Like, I remember I thought it was a problem with AJ Burnett, where he had to wear sleeves because of the tattoos. It's a really good trip to the mound to get him to settle down. And let's not forget what you do really well. That's a 4-seamer at the top of the zone. And let's try to get back in this count, get it out, get back in and hit a little bit more.
So a 2-0 count after walking the last 2 batters. Lewis with 12 home runs on the year. Now 3-0. This sport's tough. 2 outs, 2 pitches, and then this.
And he got ahead of Larnach. I mean, he took the first pitch.
He took the 3-0 for strike.
I got to tell you, it's got to be nice to have that 99 in your pocket when you're in trouble and you got to make a pitch with 3-0. But if you're Lewis, you're cheating, trying to get this fastball and trying to get the head out on it, put it in the seats. So I'm the hitter. I'm like 99% sure he's throwing a fastball.
Ground ball and through for a base hit off the glove of a diving McMahon. Larnach scores, moving to third is Clemens. It's an RBI single for Lewis, and it's 2-1 Yanks.
Yeah, almost a great play by McMahon to keep this ball in the infield. It just gets off his glove, and then Volpe almost has a chance to catch it barehand. You're going to see it just go off his glove, the top of his glove. He kind of was underneath it, and it ends up being a run. But the problem has been the walks and getting behind hitters. He has to get back to getting ahead, and it's easy once it is tipped by McMahon for Larnach to score. I think if it goes right to Cody Bellinger, you might have a play at the plate.
There's Matt Wallner. Oh, and 1.
You know, I would think the Twins might try to run at some point here with Royce Lewis. He's 10 for 11. You're not sure if the Yankees are going to throw through. You're not holding the runner at third very close. Not sending him right now, Michael.
No, you are.
Yeah. Because a lot of times with 2 strikes, they don't want to take the chance of something going wrong, and you don't throw through.
Wallner calls time. Swung through a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Runner going, no throw. So Royce Lewis is 11th stolen base.
And Michael, he's somewhat delayed. He was trying to get a throw because Clemens is so far down the line. He's trying to get a throw. He doesn't take off right away. Wells didn't bite.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, 100 miles an hour to get out of further trouble. But the Twins get a run on 1 hit, and they leave 2. Well, let's check out FanDuel's live same-game parlay. Will Chisholm hit his 30th home run? Anthony Volpe get a hit? Schlittler, 6 or more strikeouts. 2-1. Yankees lead, bottom third of the order. Here's Ryan McMahon, and he swings at the first pitch and drives it out to left field. Outman back on the track, leaps, and makes the play up against the wall. Matthews likes it.
I like that because he drove the ball so hard the other way. And to me, that's what he needs to do, is learn to go gap to gap. Because he's got power and hits the ball extremely hard. Kind of flattens his swing out a little bit. He stays back and lets it get deeper. I believe that swing will make him a much better hitter. Nice play by Outman, too. I mean, it wasn't spectacular, but he found the wall and knew what he had to do. Former center fielder for the Dodgers.
There's Anthony Volpe, takes outside. First time starting in 6 games. 6 games started by Caballero, and now Volpe today. And the bat goes flying off the top of the Yankee dugout, then into the Yankee dugout.
You know, Michael, if you were to look at his stats that were just up on the screen, and you put your hand over the far left and the hand over the far right, you would say, man, he's having a pretty good year.
Yep.
And you're going to see he just lets go with that left hand. And you're supposed to let go of the top hand, not the bottom hand, and kind of helicopters it into the dugout. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. But you would say he's having a pretty good year at 19 and 70.
Right center field, and that is going to be in there for a base hit. Wallner can't cut it off. He'll play it off the wall, and Volpe is rounding second, and he'll stop right there with a double.
Michael, the first 14 games after the shot, he hit 280.
The first shot
at the All-Star break.
Yep.
And here he drives this ball the other way. It's a breaking ball that he leaves middle in, and he stays inside of it. And you can see that the ball jumps off his bat, and he's thinking 3 all the way, and he watches the throw. And really good base running, because that's a decision that he has to make. He can't rely on the third base coach, Luis Rojas. That's his decision.
Wells, fly ball deep center, Buxton back on the track at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Volpe will score. Wells stops at second with an RBI double, and it's 3-1 Yanks, and he missed a home run by just an inch.
How about that, Mike? 2 guys that really needed to get a base hit, got a base hit in this inning. 2 doubles, driven really well to center field. I thought Buxton was going to have a chance at this and was going to at least jump for it, but he kind of somewhat shied away from the wall, and it looks like he ran to the right of the baseball and couldn't jump back. He overran it in a sense. It goes off the top of the wall. How does that not go in? Never understand that, how it, because there's usually a little bit of concrete behind the padding, and it hits in that crack and comes back.
Wells was 2 for 23 before this double.
And this is beautiful. This is a breaking ball that just kind of says, hit me. It's right down the middle. You're going to see it hit. No, it just hit at the edge of the beginning of the top of the wall, and that's why it came back.
Two and 0 on Grisham.
Yeah, and just a really good job of base running by Volpe. I mean, he can probably almost tag on this, and he's reading it. Now he sees that he's got to go, and it's an easy score once it hits. But he did a really good job of being patient because he knew he could go back and tag if he caught it.
High fly ball, deep right, Wallner back, turning, looking, see ya! A home run for Grisham, his 31st of the year, and the Yankees lead 5-1.
Well, the last time Matthews faced him, he gave up 3 home runs. This time he's given up 3 doubles, or 2 doubles, a home run, and a couple of singles. And the Yankees have got 5 on the board already. Tell you what, familiarity is dangerous sometimes when you have a club that likes to hit the ball at the ballpark. And they've seen Zebby before.
Judge takes low. I think Grisham said, who needs doubles, baby?
You know what's amazing? He's only got 9. He's got 31 home runs, but only 9 doubles. Ooh, this changeup, hanger, look out. And when you look at his numbers, he kills 4-seamers and he kills off-speed changeups and splits. Puts his head, I like his little, put the head down, the little bat toss.
2-1 on Judge. Now, Judge had a single in the first inning, and he is trying to win the batting title. He's at 327 right now. Jacob Wilson comes into today at 318.
Yeah, they were just like almost tied.
Yes.
About 5 or 6 days ago.
1,000% Wilson was behind, but now with Judge at 327, Wilson's 9 behind.
What a nice sound, Michael. I mean, this is a no-doubter. It's up by where they raised the flag to start the game, the American flag.
And the 3-2. And another walk to Judge.
You know, that pitch was much closer than it looked, but when you set down the middle, which so many catchers do today, and you have to reach, you're actually trying to go in across the plate, you're usually not going to get it. He's sitting on the inner half and has to reach, and it looks like it's a ball, and it's a long way for the umpire to look around the catcher to see if it's a strike.
Ben Rice loops one into right field, and that is going to find grass for a base hit. The hits just keep on coming as Judge advances to second.
Sometimes it's amazing what a good night's sleep will do for you. They have many hits here. He gets jammed on this cutter, but it's up in the zone about waist high. If it's a little bit higher, it's harder to do that. It's harder not to get underneath it, and he was able to muscle it. And he deserves some of those hits, Michael, because he's about, what, 4th biggest discrepancy between batting average and expected batting average.
Yep.
Yeah. He's had a lot of bad luck.
Life moves, and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum.
And let me correct myself. He has the 2nd biggest discrepancy in batting average, the 4th in slug.
He's had a good year.
Yeah. Baseball has him hitting 50 points higher than he actually is, the expected batting average.
First and second, 1 man out. Here's Bellinger. And a strike. High fly ball, right center on the run, Buxton and Wallner. And Buxton makes the play as the Yankee base runners retreat. That's going to bring up Stanton. Sac fly in the first, his 50th ribby of the year.
Yeah, he's hit Zebby Matthews hard, and he's had 4 at-bats. He's 2 for 3 with a sac fly, a home run.
And a strike to Stanton.
You know, when Zebby looks at these first 2 innings, when he looks back on it, you know, a lot of times people will talk about pitch selection. But his issue has been what Renee Latchman used to say, the magnet underneath the center of home plate has drawn the ball back to the center of the plate too much. He has not been on the corners enough.
Lined into right field. It's a base hit. Judge rounds third. He's coming home. Here's the throw. He is in there. Ahead of the throw from Wallner has a great arm, an RBI single for Stanton. Rice stops at second, and the Yankees are up 6-1.
You know what I feel like too many catchers do today is they get too far out in front of home plate because you're not allowed to block home plate, and you lose where you are. And just like a middle infielder, you want to let the ball come to you and put the tag right down. Well, I think Gasper gets out in front of home plate too much and then moves over, and just stay where you're at. He did not have to move, and then he had to go back to where he started, and by that time it's too late. I'm not sure that they get him, but I still don't understand why catchers get so far out in front of home plate.
Jazz Chisholm pops it foul and out of play.
It just says you can't block home plate. You have to give them an area to slide. So we used to put our foot on the corner of home plate where it was pointing right down the third base line. We gave them the back half of the plate, and then when you received the ball, you took it away. But now they all get out front or get behind it, and I think it's just too easy for guys to score.
Do you like the no blocking rule?
I do. I think it keeps your stars on the field. But look where he goes, and then the ball takes him back to where he was. I mean, I can understand you don't want any kind of collision with Aaron Judge, but you do have gear on, and it's your job.
Chisholm strikes out for the second time to end the inning, but a big inning for the Yankees. Trent Grisham goes yard, picks up a 2-run home run. Yankees feeling it. 6-1. And it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Avery and Logan, who look ready for the final 2 weeks before the postseason begins. The end of the regular season is approaching, but keep posting your pictures to social media with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Well, he's all decked out. Yankees up 6-1.
You know, he's only got one chain on.
That's it. One 1-0 on Mickey Gasper. Splitting the catching duties with Johnny Pareto, caught last night. And a strike.
Mickey's actually played first, second, third, left. I mean, he's pretty versatile. Switch hitter. Put up really good numbers in the minor leagues. Got called up with Boston last year, and it was 0 for 18. Imagine if that's the only time you get called up, how frustrating that would have been. It's good to see him get some hits this year.
1-2.
He hit a home run on Sunday on a cutter inside, so I think that the Yankees would recognize that and maybe not go with the cutter inside, maybe with a big four-seamer or a curveball down.
The 2-2. Chop. McMahon backhands. Fires. Got him.
He is so good at that ball where he has to come in. He charges it so hard. He's aggressive. See the frustration by Gasper. Maybe he thought he swung at the ball. But to come in and backhand it, that's a really difficult play. And you're not coming towards first base when you're throwing. He's running, you know, basically towards the third base line and has to throw across his body. He's really aggressive on ground balls, and it really helps him. And he's got good arm strength to boot.
Here's Fitzgerald. One thing I've noticed a lot of this year, Joe, I don't know if you feel the same way. Team hits a home run. You or David or Paul or any of our analysts, it seems like the most used phrase is, well, he hit a cutter. It seems like cutters are very dangerous. I mean, not everybody's Mariano Rivera. People are living and dying a lot with the cutter.
Dying a lot because it's the highest slug of any pitch in baseball. And I don't understand why. I know they throw it because they think that, okay, the guy's sitting on fastball, I'm going to take a little bit off and it's going to have a little movement, it's going to help. So many times it runs right into that barrel and you speed it up a little bit. And that's why they're able to pull a lot of cutters. Michael, I know for me personally, I didn't hit a lot of home runs, but I hit more home runs on small sliders and cutters than any pitch in baseball.
Would you suggest they shelve it?
No, but I'm not a huge fan of throwing it for a strike. I think it's a purpose pitch to get hitters away from looking out over the plate.
Right.
If you miss, you can only miss in, because if you miss out over the plate, it gets waffles.
It's a bad fastball.
It's a bad fastball.
Now one swing and a miss, ball gets away. The throw to first. They get him, so a strikeout put out 2-3.
Yeah, it has a slug on it pretty close to 500, and it's the highest slug of any pitch in baseball. Nice block by Wells. Block, recover, throw, and be accurate.
Here's James Outman. There's that cutter.
But where'd he miss?
Low and inside.
He missed in.
Young right-hander deals. 1-1.
Michael, I saw Outman in 23 in the month of April with the Dodgers, and he killed the Cubs. And I was like, who is this kid? And he had a big year in 23 for him, a WAR of about 3.5.
Ground ball, backing up Chisholm, and Schlittler works a 1-2-3 second. We'll go to the third. Yankees up by 5. Well, Carlos Rodon has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One. Fans vote to recognize who best represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLBtogether.com/Clemente Award. McMahon swings at the first pitch and skies out to Buxton. No, a single to Buxton.
I almost feel like he deserved this after his last at bat, where he hit the long fly ball to left field and had nothing to show for it. That was a little cutter, Michael.
It's amazing how many times somebody gets a hit, and one of you guys go, that was a cutter. Here is Volpe. Doubled his first time up to right center. That came in the second. You get the sense, by the way Aaron Boone talks without specifically saying it, but Volpe and Caballero are in a competition over these next 12 games to see who's going to be the starting shortstop.
Yeah, I could see that. They probably want to see where Volpe's at after having a number of days off and getting the quarter zone shot. See if it, sparks his offense like it did after the All-Star break. Caballero has played extremely well. And you know what, Michael? I'm guessing that they did a ton of work, too, offensively, working on some things. We've talked about his front hip, keeping his front hip in there longer because he pulls off so many balls. And sometimes you need a break to iron out your mechanics. And what I saw the first AB, his hip didn't fly and he doubled to right center. Joe Torre used to always say that numbers only mean something when you're losing. So as I was talking about Volpe, the only thing that matters is what you do going forward now. Stuff behind you doesn't matter.
And he works a walk. Tough day so far for Zebby Matthews. Went 5 2/3 on August 11th. 6 hits, 3 runs, and 9 strikeouts. Yankees seem like they have a better book on them. Wells lines one into left center field. That is in there for base hit. McMahon held up. He's going to stop there at third. And the Yankees have the bases loaded for Trent Grisham.
I saw Luis Rojas today, the third base coach, and he just kind of fights his fastball off a little bit, pulls his hands inside of it, gets it in the air. Now the Yankees are set up for a huge inning, and I'm sure Aaron Boone's, after so many of these games where they were pressure and they're playing against playoff teams, is probably saying, man, can we have a laugher? Can we have that? But I said to Luis Rojas, I said, come on, windmill. You know, you call them windmills when they're waving their arm to send runners. And he didn't do any waving yesterday. Come on, windmill, let's go. He's been busy so far.
Infield is in with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Now you see that cutter, Michael?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, because he missed in.
Oh, 2. Let's take a look at Grisham's home run on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. 101.4 exit velocity, traveled 391 feet. Onto the flag court.
The gentleman that raised the flag today was 98 years old, I believe. That's pretty incredible.
That is cool. That's a skip rope to get out of the way. Now, speaking of such, Vincent Cosio from Chatham, New Jersey, 95 years old, feeling a little under the weather of late, watches the Yankees every single night. So maybe this start with the Yankees makes him feel a little better today.
I hope it does. Yeah. Vincent, get better. Thanks for being such a great fan.
So 1-2 on Grisham. He's 2 for 2. Came into the game 1 for 25. Out the way. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Single season franchise history. Yankees have 255 home runs. I don't know if they'll get to the record, which is 306, but they've done quite well. Fly ball left center. Outman makes the catch, tagging McMahon. All the runners tag. McMahon scores. It's a sac fly for Grisham, and the Yankees now lead 7-1.
Yeah, just really good base running by everyone involved there. A good at bat from Grisham. 2 down, 2 strikes. Doesn't strike out a ton. Has a really good eye. Elevates the ball and gets it to left field. But you're going to watch Wells move up because he's watching the throw. He's hit first. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And when he sees the throw to third, he says, this is easy for me to get second. If Outman comes up, throws to second, he doesn't go, and the double play is in order.
Judge swings and misses. Infield is in. Second and third. 1 man out.
I love that they're not walking him here. I love that they're saying, Zebby, figure out how to get him out in this situation. Because you're young, and eventually, sometimes you're not going to have an open base. And you're going to have to learn to slow your heart rate down and make pitches in tough situations.
Scores of interest for the Yankees in their chase for the East and a wild card. Toronto's up 4-0 bottom of the third. Boston 1-0 top of the sixth. Cleveland 3-2 over Detroit end of the sixth. They're still not out of it, the Guardians. And Houston leading Texas 1-0. Another tough injury for Houston yesterday with Alvarez twisting his ankle scoring.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I mean, his ankle almost looked like it hit home plate. There's a wild card coming into tonight. The 1-2. Tonight's injury report is about Jordan. It's brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of New York Yankees. Diagnosed with significant left ankle sprain. Could miss the regular season, rest of it. And he's missed most of the season with injury, but still, those numbers are pretty good through 48 games. What a difference he makes for that team. That's ripped into left center field. On the run is Buxton. He makes a catch. Tagging is Volpe. He'll score. Throw comes into third. It's a sac fly for Judge. And the Yankees lead 8-1.
I don't know if I've seen a game where you had 3 sac flies in the first 3 innings. I mean, that's Stanton had 1, Grisham's had 1, now Judge has had 1. Keep tacking runs on.
An update on that Blue Jay score, 3-run home run by Brandon Lau. Toronto still leads 4-3 in the third.
He likes to hit homers.
Yep. Pretty good player. Ben Rice 1 for 2. Two and 0. And they're getting the bullpen ready. Line drive, it's a base hit to right field. That'll go to the wall. Scoring is Wells, and Rice with an RBI double. Everybody's enjoying the day, and the Yankees are up 9-1.
Second hit tonight for Ben Rice. He got jammed on the first one in the second inning. I mean, 3 of these guys have already had 3 at-bats in the first 3 innings, and he gets the head out on this one, pulls his hands in, doubles down the right field line to make it 9-1. Boy, he's a good-looking hitter, Michael. Man. Hits the ball hard, does not chase. Michael, that young gentleman warming up in the bullpen has somewhat of a tough name to say. I feel like the letter, the 4th, 5th, and 6th letter are kind of backwards. You're going to see what I'm talking about, because you're going to call his name pretty soon here.
Yes, I am. You want it now?
Yeah.
Rawson.
Yeah. It's kind of tough, Mike.
Rawson. But it's not spelled that way. That one is lined into right field, and Wallner makes the play. Yankees on every pitch. They scored 3 more runs, 1 man left.
This past weekend was a big one for the Yankees, taking 2 of 3 from the rival Red Sox. Also a cool moment for that man right there, Cam Schlittler. He went to Northeastern, grew up about 35 minutes away from Fenway. Well, he was able to go inside the Monster as a big leaguer for the first time and sign inside the Monster. Now, we've seen Cam on the mound. This is his 12th start of the season. He seems calm, cool, and collected when he is out there, but he told me heading into that series, while it would have been cool to get the ball, he's almost thankful that he didn't, because it would have been a lot, all the emotions that were going on for him. He had a lot of family and friends that were there for the series, but one day looks forward to taking the ball at Fenway against the Red Sox. Guys, he has been so good in this Yankees rotation. Cool moment for him, cool moment for his family, and right now, if the season ended, it would be the Yankees and the Red Sox in the postseason in a short series.
The 1-0. And it could be at Fenway Park if the Red Sox make up that one game where they trail the Yankees in the loss column, and then there's a good chance Cam Schlittler, pitching for the Yankee season, would start game 3. 1-2. What I don't understand about Cam, this was not the guy that we heard about in the minors. I mean, the velocity was not like this. He's steadily sitting at 98, 99.
Yeah, I don't have an explanation for it except maybe a little adrenaline. And I don't know what else. Better food, maybe? I don't know.
Well, when I talked to him, he said that last year around June, July, he had quite an uptick in his velocity as well. Not quite what we're seeing right now at a consistent basis here in the big leagues, but he did say that the velocity was ticking up. He's put on about 20 pounds since being drafted, and he's kind of tightened up his mechanics a little bit. So I think a combination of those two things, along with the fact that he's pitching up here at that level, he thinks that that may add to it as well, Joe, to your point of the adrenaline. Whatever it is, the Yankees want it to continue.
Yeah. Just let it be what it is.
The 2-2.
One of my favorite things as a manager is watching young players have success and realizing that they can do it at this level. Because I don't care who you are, there's question marks when you come up here because of what you face and so many adjustments that you have to make. But he has to feel pretty good, and I think he's only going to get better. So, Michael, backup cutters work too.
Third strikeout.
Yeah, you're going to look at this. It's supposed to break, and it doesn't break.
And there's no way a pitcher could say, I'm throwing a backup cutter. Something just went wrong, right?
Correct. But I had a pitcher in Double-A. His last name was Parker. When I was with the Cubs, that threw it on purpose. But it was the only. That was the only way it really went. Very seldom did it go the other way it was supposed to. But it was the strangest thing. Left-handed pitcher, didn't throw hard, but he had a backup cutter. I said, can we just call it a changeup?
Did Mariano's cutter have a backup?
No, no. And here's the thing about Mariano. Mariano hit his spots. Mariano lived on the inside corner to lefties and in off the plate, and the lefties would chase it because it cut so late. And I remember Rafael Palmeiro telling me one time, he goes, I don't know why they send me up here. The only place I can hit this hard.
Fly ball to Judge.
And this was in Baltimore, where the Orioles were in the first base dugout. He said, the only place I can hit this ball hard is over our own dugout. I said, what good is that?
Why didn't people back up like left-handed batters? Why didn't they back up in the box? Because if it still came in on them,
it's a great
it would be
question.
a ball.
Because hitters know, because they stand in the same spot all the time, that okay, if it's 12 inches away from me, it's a strike. Well, all we would do is we would just go in further.
Right.
Right. So if he backed up 2 inches, we go in 2 inches more, and he would think that it was a strike, because your mind tells you, because you've been sitting there.
So he's fooling himself.
Correct, because you've been standing in that spot for 300 bats, 400, maybe 5,000 at bats. So you know the strike zone, how far the ball has to be away from you, and we would just follow him in there.
And he did change in the latter part of his career, where he had that two-seamer that he could work the outside corner against lefties. So everything wasn't in.
Well, it went the other direction. I mean, he had the great command where he could backdoor, throw the cutter away, where it start away and come back across, the outside corner. But then he got the two-seamer that ran off. It looked identical. He tunneled it and run off the plate, and they would swing at it.
Deep to right field, Judge back. He's on the track, and he makes the play in front of the wall for the final out. 7 in a row retired by Schlittler. We'll go to the fourth. 9-1 Yanks. Well, the Yankees return to prime tomorrow, take on the Twins. Final game of the set. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 7, only on Prime. New pitcher, Cody Lorison. Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead 9-1. We start the fourth inning, and Lorison with a strike. The Y is throwing, Joe.
Yeah. So what'd you he told me just call him the big right-hander?
Yeah, big right-hander. Now, he made his major league debut on Saturday, pitched 2 scoreless innings against the Diamondbacks. Called up Friday when Justin Topa went on the IL with a left oblique strain.
He's got a lot of arms and legs coming at you. I mean, his front shoulder goes way up and then it comes back down. I would think it'd be somewhat difficult to see the ball and not get caught up in his windup if you've never seen him before.
Grounded third base, charging Lewis, and he flips to first to get Stanton.
Jazz needs to check in here. You only hit her without a hit tonight.
I wonder if that 30th home run is on his mind.
I bet it is. Be a good night to get it out of the way so you can get it out of your mind.
Struck out twice.
It's hard to believe with as much as players are running today, a lot more than they used to. There's only one player right now with 30-30, and that's Juan Soto.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think his season high previously was 12.
When I saw that he had 30 stolen bases, I almost fell off my chair.
I don't think you have that blinding speed. I think you just have to be a good base runner.
Yeah, smart, good jumps, know which pitch to run on.
And we saw that in 2001 with O'Neill. He stole 20 bases. Now, I'm not saying he was slow, but he was certainly not a speed merchant. But he was a smart base runner.
And he couldn't slide either. I used to always tell base runners, watch when a catcher sets up inside to a left-handed hitter, because it makes it hard to throw. You have to clear yourself a lot away from the hitter. So when you do your footwork, you actually have to go towards the third base dugout a little bit, or you'll be right behind the hitter and you won't be able to throw. And especially if you like to throw breaking balls down and in.
Ground ball, and he's part of the party. Picks up a single.
Because breaking balls down and in, you can't cheat. With the fastball up, you can start moving your feet before, and this is a changeup that he doesn't throw very often. You can start moving your feet before the ball gets there. With the ball down, you can't, or you'll stand up and you won't be able to catch it.
Every Yankee in the starting lineup now is a hit. Yankees have 12 hits as a team. McMahon swings and misses.
You know I like my Seinfeld references, right?
Yep.
I used one tonight. It's go time.
Right.
Right. It's kind of even Steven. Last night nobody got hits. Now everybody's got hits.
Even Steven. Did you know, Joe, that Aaron Boone falls asleep to episodes of Seinfeld?
Smart.
And they run throughout the night.
You got to take your mind off the game. I mean, because there's so many things that go through your head. You think about guys that are struggling. You think about guys who need days off. You think about lineups. You think about, he's evaluating, who's the third starter if we get in the playoffs. What do we do with the other guy? I mean, there's just so many things that go through your head.
Runner goes. Nice diving play. And he turns it into an out as Chisholm moves to second.
Austin Martin is a guy that's really taken advantage of his time being called up this time. Up last year, he kind of struggled. He was an on-base machine in the minor leagues. He's been that up here. He's played left field. He's played center field. He's done a really good job. He's crushed lefties. He's kind of made a statement that he wants to be part of the club next year.
Another base hit for Volpe. Chisholm rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score. Second hit for Volpe. Third time he's on base. And the Yankees have double digits. They lead 10-1.
Just a good swing. And it's, again, it's that front hip not vacating, to where you give yourself a chance to stay behind the baseball. And a lot of times hitting coaches will talk about right-handers' belly buttons. It should be going towards like a little bit right of second base. You don't want it to be on the shortstop side of second base, because that means you're rotating too much. And you saw his belly button was pointed to the right of second base. We're going to watch this. Gets his foot down in plenty of time. See, he does not over rotate when he makes contact.
One and one.
And I always thought for a hitter, it's your lead arm that's the important one. So for him, his left shoulder, that's bothersome for me, because that's the one that does so much of the work. The right hand's somewhat of a guide. The left hand pulls the swing through. Oh. Somebody lost his beverage trying to get that ball.
Did he at least get the ball?
He did get the ball. Someone gave it to him. But he lost his beverage, and I think he got quite soaked. Kind of like my scorecard last night.
Look at that. A woman with a Phillies uniform is asking for the ball now.
No, come on. That's Meredithstown.
Loves Philly.
You grew up there, right, Meredith?
Outside of Philly, but hey, you were there too. It's not all me. I mean, there are some personalities there, for sure.
He was working there. You lived there.
I went to college there.
Yeah.
And then, Michael, I met you there for the very first time.
2009.
How great.
Terrific. Popped up. Lewis makes the play, and that will do it. Another run for the Yankees. They're up 10-1. It's time for Coors Light beating the pressure.
Well, since July 9th, you can see where he is in the American League in K percentage. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have Cy Youngs or could possibly win Cy Youngs there, and Cam is amongst all those guys.
That's some elite company.
Oh boy, those are aces. Those top five are all aces for their club.
Cadillac scoreboard 10-1 Yankees. And Joe, they called up Schlittler out of pure desperation. I mean, things were just spiraling out of control. That was in the middle of when they were 20-31. And that was a long stretch of bad baseball. And they called him up, and he's really done the job.
Oh, he's really helped settle down the rotation and has taken the ball every fifth day. And that was my concern, because in the minor leagues, a lot of times you don't pitch very often on your fifth day. It's the sixth day or even the seventh day, because they always get the Monday off. But he has responded extremely well.
There's Cody Clemens. 1-0.
He's had to sit and wait a long time between each inning. His innings haven't went too quick when he's on the bench. You worry about command sometimes on those days.
So Clemens was DFA'd by the Phillies in April and ended up getting traded to Minnesota for cash. And he's done a nice job for them, providing some power off the bench.
And he's actually started a lot right at first and second, and has even played a little bit of left field. When Keyshaw went down, that's when they went and got him. When he broke his arm, he got hit by a pitch by Kyle Hendricks in the forearm and broke his arm.
So Cody is the youngest of Roger Clemens' four sons: Kobe, Corey, Casey, and Cody. And Cody's 29 years old. Fourth big league season. Strike three. Clemens down looking. And talks with James Hoy.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He thought it was inside, and that's a pitch that his father might have got called because of his reputation. Take a look at this pitch. He's trying to come back a little bit. I don't think it quite came back enough, but good job by Austin Wells framing it, making it look good. Austin, one of the top framers in the American League. Ooh, I like that pitch, Michael. Ooh, I like that pitch, that curveball. You're going to see this ball is just off the plate. Yeah. Yeah. He knows. Hitters know. And you know, Michael, we showed that strikeout percentage of 26.7. I think as time goes on, it's only going to get better, because I think his off speed is going to get better, and he's going to learn to locate it, and he's going to get even more swing and miss as time goes on here.
One and two. And down goes Lewis.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. A little late movement. Started away. You can watch it come back a little bit, and he's over the top of it. So many four-seamers he throws, but that was a two-seamer that had a little, depth to it. And when you face a guy like Cam, you're telling yourself to get on top of the ball because his four-seamer has ride, and then he throws that, and it's really difficult.
Yeah, you look, and Schlittler struggled with 2 outs in the first inning. A walk to Larnach, a walk to Clemens, an RBI single to Lewis. But since then, he has retired every Twin that's come to the plate. Retired 9 in a row.
With 4 strikeouts. He's starting to find his strikeout stuff and his location. 5.
The 2-0.
You know what threw me off there, Mike?
What's that?
The K-2-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the 2-3 and didn't think that was a K.
And then you look to your left and you have a K.
Yeah. You should get paid for every K.
Fly ball right left field. Coming on is Bellinger, and he makes the play for the final out. 10 in a row retired by Cam Schlittler. Time for the optimum don't take slow for an answer replay.
Now in the second inning, Trent Grisham hit this change off of Zebby Matthews, and he said, who needs doubles? I'm going to hit a home run, my 31st of the season.
And just like that, he leads off the Audi scoreboard. 10-1 Yanks. Single, a home run, and a sac fly. So 3 ribbies and 2 runs scored.
It's a pretty good night. It's the 5th inning.
Yep.
I think he tried to hit another one, and I think he learned from his first AB where he singled off the wall. But you got to go over the wall to get extra bases here.
So Joe, I would like to take this time,
oh boy,
to congratulate our extraordinary producer, Troy Benjamin.
Wow.
Who today won the New York Emmy for Best Producer in New York City. Of all the teams, obviously, that are on local broadcast sites, and Troy came out as the best producer in New York.
Well, well deserved and a great honor. Congratulations, Troy. I love hearing you in my ear all the time. You do amazing work.
Now, yes, today won 7 New York Sports Emmys. And we're proud of all of them. Yes Network won for Sports Excellence, meaning the best network. Ian Eagle won for Play-by-Play. He owns that award. They should name it after him. Sports Interview Discussion shows single program, The Story of My Number, Aaron Boone. So Aaron was excited. He thinks he should get an Emmy. I think he might. Yankees, yes it is. Sports Promotion. and the Yankees Impact graphics as well. And on top of all of that, a special congratulations to the Governor's Award honoree, John J. Filippelli, the man we call Flip, the man who started this network and put it all together. So a good afternoon for the Yes Network as Grisham pops up to third. Congratulations to all.
Does that mean Troy's buying us dinner tonight?
I think Troy's going to come into a lot of money real soon.
It's amazing how it's crickets now. You don't hear anything down there.
Here's Aaron Judge. 1 for 1, a walk and a sac fly. And a strike. And a little scouting report. Grisham to Rice. Ground ball third. Backhanded by Lewis. And one more thing. Of all the regional sports networks in New York, and all of them are great, Yes won the most awards. So congratulations to everybody who works. It's more like a family than a job, and we're really proud of everyone.
You know, as analysts, you know, Paul and Coney, and Jeff Nelson, Flaherty, we're so used to being part of a team. And you get that feeling here, which is a great feeling. Because for a lot of us, that's the only thing we've known for so many years in our life. And then when it's gone, it's kind of weird. But you get that here, and it's really nice.
There's a line drive base hit to left center field. Outman cuts the ball off. Big turn by Rice. And he'll stay at first with his third hit of the night.
Does a really good job on this two-seamer that's going away from him, hitting a line drive. And I tell you what, last year a lot of times he hit fly balls to left field. I think he's done a better job, and it's hard to leave Oppo. He's done a better job of hitting line drives to left field, and those lead to base hits.
Bellinger takes a strike. 14 hits for the Yankees.
That name's a little easier to say for me, Michael.
Come on, give this name a try.
Thomas Hatch.
No, but the guy on the mound.
I know.
Give it a try.
The big right-hander.
Lorison.
Lorison.
There you go. You've got to conquer your fears. Swing and a miss. Bellinger down on strikes, and that'll do it. So the Yankees finally don't score in an inning. 10-1 they lead after 4.5. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Here are the numbers. Those are the teams with the Yankees from 78 through 81. Then the Twins, the Cubs, the Dodgers finished up with the Giants. It's a 7. Gasper fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Any idea, Joe?
It's not. I should know this because he's 130 saves.
And he's with your Cubbies.
Yeah.
Line to left field. Bellinger makes the play.
And I was with the Cubs. I had just signed in 1986. See, now it's going to drive me crazy.
Well, I can sprinkle in clues if you want.
Just can you write the name on the sheet? I mean,
No.
that's a great clue.
That would be fair. Here's Ryan Fitzgerald. I could smell the wood burning. Boone did not get it.
He didn't.
But he got like 2 significant clues before he got it. And he was really annoyed that he didn't get it. That one is looped over the head of McMahon. A base hit for Fitzgerald. And that breaks a string of 11 straight Twins retired.
You know, you look at Fitzgerald and you look at Outman. You got to get these two mixed up once in a while. When you look at their hair, they're both left-handed hitters. Yeah, and I started to think when you didn't see Brooks Lee in the lineup tonight, and I know he's had his struggles left-handed, that maybe Fitzgerald's just a better fastball hitter, and that's why he's in the game.
Fastball misses outside, 1-0.
You know, I was talking about him earlier in 23. I mean, this is a guy that played in 151 games with the Dodgers. He was 23 homers that year, stole 16 bases, and was their center fielder. Had a WAR of 3.3, and then it just fell apart.
And he was 3rd that year in Rookie of the Year voting. That was the year that Corbin Carroll won. Kodai Senga of the Mets finished 2nd, and James Outman was 3rd.
He had a really good first half, kind of tailed off in the second half. It just seemed to carry over to 24.
High fly ball, deep center. No chance, gone. A long home run. Boy, is that Outman. That is a 2-run home run. And it's 10-3. What a shot.
He has a lot of power. I mean, contact has been somewhat of an issue for him, but you got a chance to see it there. That's one of the longer home runs that I've seen hit at this ballpark. And it's just a 4-seamer that looks like it's maybe a sinker, Michael. And he doesn't get it down in the zone. And man, he hits that in that 3rd. I guess that's the 2nd deck up there, but
that's a long way.
Yes.
Wow. Buxton takes upstairs.
It's about 410 feet and about 5 or 6 stories up when it lands. So you add another 40 feet to it, Michael?
Is the official distance 410?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying where it landed, and that's a good 2-seamer where it ran into Buxton there. And it's what, 5 or 6 stories up. You got to figure when you start looking at how many feet up. That's pretty far.
It's 5th home run of the year.
He had it at 443, Mike.
Wow. I can buy that.
Yeah.
One and 2 on Buxton. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Checks the swing. So the count full, 73 pitches for Schlittler. Yankees up 10-3.
He got in the long and bad in Yankee Stadium against Byron Buxton. He finally hit the 10th pitch for a double down the left field line. He threw him 9 fastballs in that at bat, only 1 breaking ball. He's mixed it a little bit better here tonight to him, but he's a tough out.
And he worked a walk. So after 11 straight Twins go down, single home run walk.
This to me is really important that he gets strike 1 here, because Austin Martin is a guy that's really patient on the first pitch. He does have his share of walks this year, over almost 15%, but he usually lets you get ahead of him with a strike.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 10-14-0 for the Yanks, 3-3-0 for Minnesota. Runner goes. The throw to second, and off the runner. Buxton is now 23 for 23 in stolen bases.
Yeah, the big leg kick from Schlittler doesn't give Austin Wells much of a chance. He made an excellent throw last night. He tries to throw from his knees to get rid of it quicker, and you're going to see Jazz not able to hold on to it, but they're not going to get him anyway.
Tell you what, Joe, when you're down by 7 in the 5th inning, you better make it. There's no way you steal a base if you don't make it.
Well, he's a smart player. He's probably thinking they're not going to pay attention to me, and that's where as a pitcher you need to still pay attention to everything that's going on around you. You don't want to let them chip away.
1-2.
Sometimes players assume that people are going to be cautious because they're losing, but I've always believed if you have an opportunity to take advantage of a situation, you do it no matter what.
Runner goes, trying to steal third, but the ball fouled off, and Morton had to protect. I think he had third stolen. He's got a ways to go, but you know, he'd like to get to that 30-30 club. He's got 31 home runs and 23 stolen bases. Strike 3. Martin down looking.
Sometimes when you're jumping around like that at second base, like he was there, it can distract the hitter. There are some hitters that will tell you, please don't jump around when I'm there. If you're going to go, go.
Well, that's the 6th Yankee strikeout, brought to you by Audi and the 2025 Audi Q6. Visit your local tri-state Audi dealer today. Here's Trevor Larnach as Austin Wells is going to talk things over with Cam Schlittler.
I think Cam might be a little bit disturbed at the running in the game, and I think this is a good trip. I think it's important that Austin just says, hey, come on, let's just get the hitter, let's finish this, don't worry about the base runner. There's 2 outs. If he doesn't get a hit, they can't score, and if he does get a hit, Buxton's scoring anyway.
So the meeting breaks up. Runner at second, 2 men out, 2 runs in this inning. Yankees are up by 7, 10-3. Larnach at the plate. 1-0. .760 OPS against right-handed pitching this year.
He had a really good month of August, and September it's been pretty good too. He's been swinging the bat a lot better. This is a tough out for Cam. This is the 3rd time he's seen him. You have to make some good pitches.
That's a nice pitch, curveball. That's how the league has changed, Joe. Usually 20 years ago, 2-0, you're going to get a fastball.
And a 10-3 lead?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you didn't, you get yelled at by the other bench.
I tell you what, that shows me something too, Michael, that he's maturing with his breaking ball. He has to have the ability to throw breaking balls behind in the count, because his teams see him more. They'll get a little bit more used to his fastball.
And he walked him. So a rough inning here for Cam Schlittler. First and second, still 2 outs, and it brings up Cody Clemens. And Matt Blake will go out and talk with the youngster. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. By Bigelow, the official hot tea of the New York Yankees. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play.
Now here might be a situation, Michael, that if they do the double steal, I would think about throwing behind. And what I mean by that is throwing to second, because Larnach does not run well at all. I mean, he's near the bottom when it comes to percentiles in sprint speed. And Buxton can really fly, and I know you have an open lane to throw with the left-handed Clemens up. However, if he goes, I think he's going to have a huge jump. So I would take my chance at Larnach.
The stolen base by Buxton was the team's 100th. They have not had 100 or more stolen bases in a season since 2012, when they had 135 that year. When they made all those trades at the trade deadline, they knew they had a scratch for runs, and they started to run. And they pick him off. And the throw is not in time. That gets away from McMahon. And let's see if Buxton is hurt.
Looks like he's shaking his right hand. Yeah, sometimes when you slide head first, man, they had the perfect play on it and they just weren't able to execute it.
That's been the one issue with Byron Buxton throughout his career, just staying on the field, staying healthy.
I mean, what makes it really difficult is Buxton is so tall and it's hard to throw over. And it looks like he might step on his hand right here. Or does he jam his fingers? No,
right there, he does step on.
Oh. That hurts. Those are spikes. Coney gets mad when you call them cleats. I know that.
Now you also have to wonder, will the Yankees look to see if there was a disconnect between the bag and the
He didn't have the ball.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He would have. He might have been out. But then he pushes off to go get the ball, and that had to even be worse. I know that ring finger doesn't look so good.
Well, he's going to stay in the game. And moving to second is Larnach, so that is 24 for 24, as that's a stolen base.
And I don't know what the Mets have done tonight, but since August 1st, the Twins have been third in stolen bases. The Yankees were first at 48. The Mets were second at 47, and now the Twins have 47.
Second and third, 2 outs. And the pitch to Clemens. And it gets past Wells. Here comes Buxton. He'll score. Larnach moves to third. It's 10-4.
And this has just been somewhat of an ugly inning, and a lot of it starts with the command that he's had. You see, there's not a whole lot that Austin can do except try to pick this ball when you're throwing a Fastball 98 miles an hour into the ground. You don't have a chance to block it. Your only chance is to pick it, and he's not able to. And with the speed of Buxton, there's not much you can do there.
Two and 0. Larnach leads off third. 2-0 count on Cody Clemens. I mean, when something like this happens, is he just falling out of sync? The onslaught's off? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand that he's had a lot of long innings that he sat, and he just never really seemed to find his rhythm in the first or the fifth. Now,
snap throw to third, and Larnach just gets back ahead of the tag by McMahon. Like McMahon is shaken up.
Yeah, he may have got like the helmet in the shin or something, and he, I don't remember how hard he slid into the fence yesterday. Let's see what happens here. I'm not sure if the helmet hits him when it comes off his head.
I don't know.
Or he's just kind of,
maybe his knee twisted.
Yeah, he banged his foot there.
Well, that's going to do it. Boone has seen enough, so the Yankees scored 10 runs. And Schlittler is not going to get a win. Now the Yankees are worried about just holding on. Has not been a pretty inning at all. We'll be back. Well, let's see what is going on with McMahon. We caught him shaking his hand, Joe.
Yeah, I think he jammed his hand when he tried to catch himself falling. As he tries to make this tag, you're going to see him go down to his left hand here, and he kind of hits it hard on the ground. I mean, this is a really tough play. A good throw by Austin Wells. I mean, it's a good idea because he's having such a hard time getting out of this inning. Then he goes down on that left hand and then the right hand, and it looks like he hurt it a little bit. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Fernando Cruz comes on and deals a strike to Royce Lewis.
He's had a couple of rough days here in Minnesota. He slid into the fence along the dugout yesterday, kind of started to go halfway down.
Nice stop there by Wells. Runner at third base. It's always problematic with Cruz.
Yeah, it's his left wrist. It looks like he hurt. I mean, I think he hurt a little bit of everything on that.
One. Tried to get out of the way, a foul ball.
That splitter almost went up, not down. That's what's so confusing about it. That's just bad luck.
Hit sharply, grabbed by McMahon. He goes the short way, and that'll do it. But Minnesota scores 3. They leave 2. We go to the 6th, 10-4 Yanks. Well, thank you, Bob. Cal Raleigh now the Major League record holder. Home runs for a switch hitter, Pete Crow Armstrong. See what he's done this season. And the Phillies clinched the National League East last night. They trailed the Mets by 5.5 games on June 12th. Pitch outside to Stanton from the new pitcher, Thomas Hatch.
Michael, he's got quite the arsenal as a bullpen guy. He's got 6 pitches. So you can't really sit on anything from him. Not overpowering. Cuts it, sinks it, slider change, 4-seam, sweeper. pitched in Japan last year, which makes me surprised he doesn't have a split. So many of the Japanese pitchers have outstanding split fingers.
Grounded sharply to third. Lewis scoops it up, takes his time, and gets Stanton for the first out of the 6th.
He's been a starter most of his career, so he should be able to give them multiple innings.
Ripped down the right field line. It's a base hit. Wallner cuts it off. A big turn by Chisholm. And the throw comes into second as Chisholm heads back. The Jazz is 2 for 4.
Yeah, good decision by Chaz. He hits this cutter, and it actually breaks his bat, but he has a really good swing at it. And he makes Matt Wallner stop him, and that's what you're supposed to do as a base runner, because you can read the throw in front of you. And I said, Matt Wallner's got a really good arm, and a lot of people don't run on him, and Jazz made a wise decision. Now he can try to steal second base. Michael, let's talk about what's going on to the right of you right now.
To the right of me?
Yeah.
You mean Meredith?
No.
The creme brulee?
Yeah.
Well, Meredith alerted me. Ground ball to second. And that's a double play, so you'll never hear about the creme brulee. Good for me. Well, come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees kick off the final homestand of the season and take on the White Sox. The first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Cannon. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Yankee fans from North Dakota came to Minneapolis to watch Aaron Judge, and a couple of Yankee fans on the big scoreboard who just got engaged, and the crowd is cheering. That's nice. You know who loves that, Joe?
Who?
Meredith loves in-stadium engagements, loves it.
Guys, I'll just never understand it. I don't know. I'm very happy for Brittany. She seemed thrilled.
She did seem happy.
Congratulations. Wishing you a wonderful, fulfilled future. But not for me, Michael.
That one is ripped into right center field. It's a base hit. Knocked down by Grisham. Well, Wallner will go to second with a double. Oh, I guess they're the people from North Dakota, and she seems really surprised.
Look at the little girl next to her with the pink iPad. She's
Not
like,
feeling it, Joe.
No. She's like,
In her defense, she has no idea what's going on.
You know what I hope happens? Because I like happiness, you know, Joe. I want Meredith to find that special person that she wants to spend the rest of her life with. Base hit up the middle. Gasper picks up an RBI single. And now it's 10-5. Little girl couldn't care less. That's little Meredith right there. She's so annoyed. Anyway, Meredith, what I hope is that this dreamboat of yours takes you to some kind of sporting event, and that's where he asks you to marry him. And I want to see what you do. Maybe a Sixers game.
Yeah, because that's going to work. Ooh. Would I be forced to say yes in that situation?
Well, A, do you love the guy? So yes, you do. So
you would think he would know better, right?
Well,
And that wasn't maybe what I'd be into.
Well, maybe he wants to see how much you love him.
Wow.
Let's wish it to existence, Joe.
yeah. Talk about being put on a spot.
Who knew this was going to happen in the 6th inning? On the heels of me being a great teammate. Look at that, Joe.
Yeah,
Creme brulee gone.
it's gone.
Yeah, it fell.
No, it didn't fall.
Fell down my throat. 1-1 on Fitzgerald. Yarborough on in relief. High fly ball, deep right. Judge back, turning, looking, see ya. This is getting a little too close for the Yankees' liking. It's now 10-7.
Yeah, and the strange thing about it is Yarbrough has been so good against left-handed hitters, hitting only 181 with a 501 OPS, and he gives up a double to a left-handed hitter, a single to a switch, and then a home run to Ryan Fitzgerald, who hasn't hit left-handers at all this year. All of a sudden, that back end's going to have to get up here pretty soon. Look at this pitch. It's a slider. It's flat. It doesn't get away. Has not a lot of depth, and that's partly because of his arm angle being somewhat sidearm. He's not always going to have a lot of depth on his pitches. And the problem is you're getting to the right-handed portion of their lineup in Buxton and Martin, trying to get Leiter going quickly.
So a double, a single, and a home run. And now what was once a 10-1 score is 10-7. And plenty of baseball left to be played. Swing and a miss. Outman down on strikes. Take a look at the bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. They probably want to stay away from Weaver today. Duvall through 11. Tim Hill through 10. I'd say everybody else is available, right?
Yeah,
Joe?
I would stay away from Duvall for sure. Possibly Weaver. But I think everyone else is probably pretty good to go.
Grounded foul.
He hit that ball really hard, and if you look at his numbers in the AL, he's 4th in OPS. So that little hand issue we thought he might have doesn't seem to be bothering him.
One and two. Still 1 and 2.
It's amazing. He's been facing a guy throwing 98. He really hasn't been jammed all night. And you got a guy throwing 89 who jams you, Michael. And that's the changeup, the effectiveness of the changeup he threw in before. He got him way out front, slowed him down, and then he was able to get in on him.
2 and 2.
I would think at some point he has to come back with that changeup down. He went in hard, and then he went up. And if he could get that change to have a little fade away, probably be pretty effective.
All the way. That's going to be a base hit to left field. Cutting over is Bellinger. Buxton hustling to second, and he will make it with a double.
Yeah, it was a changeup down, and he took him out with the slider, the backdoor slider, and he went away from him, and then he went back to the changeup away, and he was ready for it.
Well, Boone takes out Yarborough. Is going to call on Mark Leiter Jr. with Austin Martin due up. Yankees up by 3. Well, tonight, following Yankees coverage, don't miss 2 NBA-themed episodes of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Gracie Cashman first sits down with Hall of Famer Vince Carter. Then stay tuned for an all-new episode with Knicks point guard Deuce McBride. That's tonight after the postgame on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Mark Leiter Jr. comes on. Martin bunts. It's a beautiful bunt, and it's going to be a base hit. Wow. A perfect bunt down the third baseline as Buxton moves to third.
And now you got to worry about him running. He's 8 for 11 and stolen. It's just perfect. The ball ran right back to him, got in on him a little bit, which deadens the ball, and it's perfect. And that's just really smart baseball, taking an advantage of a situation where they're going to give it to you, take it.
And a strike to Larnach. This has to be a manager's worst nightmare, Joe. You have a laugher, and all of a sudden this.
Yeah, I'm feeling for Booney here because you could use a laugher.
Runner goes. High drive, right field. Judge back on the track. At the wall, he makes the play. Buxton tags and scores. Martin heads back to first. A long sac fly by Larnach as the Yankees held their breath, and it is 10-8.
Yeah, and this game has gotten way too close to comfort, and Aaron Judge did a good job of getting to this baseball and understanding there's not going to be a throw, and he probably saw Martin take off, so he knew he was not tagging, so he didn't really have to let it go. Hits cutoff man, and now it's 10-8, but you still got to worry about him running.
There he goes. Clemens wraps one to Rice, who steps on the bag, and that'll do it. But 3 runs in the 5th, 4 runs in the 6th, and we got a ball game now. Yankees lead 10-8. Well, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Anthony Volpe back in the lineup, so we followed him.
Well, I think he's responded very well on this first inning ground ball out of Austin Martin, who can really run. He makes a really good play. He doubles in the 2nd inning to right center, and then he singles in the 4th to right field. He scored a couple runs. He's driven in some runs. He's played solid defense. A really good night for Anthony Volpe.
Last 3-hit game was August 1st against the Marlins. He has 2 hits and a walk. And there's a strike from Thomas Hatch. What was once 10-1 is now 10-8.
And at one point, Michael, I looked up at the scoreboard, and it was like 10-5, and they had 4 hits.
Right.
It was the walks. And that's one issue I think the Yankees have had somewhat during the course of the season. Now, they are a strikeout team, which helps them, but they do walk an awful lot of batters where they have the 6th most in all of baseball.
Athletics beat the Red Sox at 7-5. Cleveland over Detroit, bottom of the 10th, and Houston leads Texas 6-1, bottom of the 5th. So the Red Sox losing takes a little bit of the pressure off, because the Yankees know that if the unthinkable happens and they lose this game, they still have a 1-game lead in the loss column for the first wild card. Grounded sharply to short. Fitzgerald. 1 down, so they finally retire Volpe.
He hit it hard, though, Michael. He squared it up. He just hit it, on the ground to shortstop. But again, it's gap to gap, which is encouraging to me. This is another guy. If you put your hand over the average and your hand over the OPS, you'd say, man, he's having a really good year. is your catcher and doesn't play every day.
2 for 3 tonight. Double, single, 2 runs scored. Two and 0.
Twins bullpen has done a really good job of coming in and settling down this game. I mean, you think about Zebby Matthews gave up 9 runs in 3 innings, and now they're in the 7th, and there's only been 1 run given up since then.
Yeah, the Yankees scored in each of the first 4 innings, but then the Twins bullpen held them down in the 5th and the 6th, giving the offense time to get back in. So 10 runs, 15 hits for the Yankees, 8 runs, 8 hits for the Twins. So leading 10-1 after 3.5. Now it's 10-8 here in the 7th.
Nobody seemed to want that baseball. Did you see that bouncing all around?
Did he go? Nope. 3-2.
That's that relationship you make the night before when you're catching. Come on now, you can't do that to me.
Was there an umpire when you were playing that you said, he genuinely likes me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you lost a friendship when you became a manager.
No, I don't think he umpired when I managed. Frank Pulley.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was once facing a Ramon Martinez, and he rung me up on a pitch, and I came back out to catch. I said to Frank, Frank, I know that was a strike, but if I can't hit it, you can't call it. I protect you back here. He'd talk about what he had the night before, you know, like had some calamari the night before and some polenta.
Fly ball in the left center, drifting over is Buxton. And Outman smart enough to just exit stage left, give Buxton some room.
Yes, sometimes when you have 2 center fielders, you know, they're so used to being in charge in the outfield, you go after everything. But you got Byron Buxton out there.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Grisham, 0 for 1. No. 2 for 3 with a sac fly. 2 runs scored. He had his 31st home run of the year in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot. And then a sac fly, so 3 ribbies, giving him 67 on the season. So now in a game that they were leading 10-1, the Yankees have to actually think about, when are we calling on David Bednar?
Yeah, and when are we calling on Devin Williams? I would think they would try to get another inning from Leiter Jr. here. No one's really warming up in the bullpen.
First base, Clemens steps on the bag, and the Yankees go down in order. It's time for the 7th inning stretch in Minneapolis. Well, thank you guys. 10-15-0 for the Yanks, 8-8-0 for the Twins. Schlittler could not get that final out in the 5th. He was coasting along, then the 5th inning happened. Big day for Grisham. Zebby Matthews was not effective, and James Outman hit a massive home run. A 2-run shot.
Yeah, the one thing that was surprising to me about Cam's outing was all the walks. That's not something we've seen from him. He's been pretty good. I mean, only 24 walks in 56 innings coming into tonight. 5 tonight.
Lewis takes outside, 1-1. It's Lewis, Larnach and Gasper here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leaders brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. The Yankees have a 12.68 ERA in the last 8 games. That's the Yankee bullpen. Left field. Bellinger there. Lewis hit it hard, but righted Bellinger, one away.
You know, they pitched really well at Boston. The bullpen was okay last night, but those few games before that against, it was Detroit. Oh,
Joe, I think it comes down to this. If you're the Yankees, your postseason hopes rest on the bullpen.
I would have to totally agree.
Fouled away, and they've got to find out who they're using when over the next 12 games. This be, you know, game number 12, tomorrow number 11.
You would like to get some order of semblance down there when you use certain guys, and I know they like to use matchups.
High fly ball. Judge puts it away.
But when you get to the longer series, Michael, sometimes having those runways, I think, can get you into trouble. Because if a team sees a guy 5 times,
right,
they're pretty used to him. And if you're running that guy against that same group of hitters all the time, I think sometimes it can catch up to you.
How would you counteract that?
Let him face a different set of people. Because I got to believe a guy can face more than a 3 or 4 pocket runway.
Right.
If he's a late inning. Like, Devin Williams ought to be able to face anyone. Bednar ought to be able to face anyone. Duvall, with his stuff, should be able to face anyone. Weaver showed that he could get anybody out last year. I just get worried when guys see the same guys over and over and over. And your starter's got to give you a little bit of distance.
And then counter to that, you see managers get really itchy in postseason games and they pull starters right away.
Yes. They don't like them to go that 3rd time. But I believe in all that. And I believe in, you know, there are certain pitch counts, guys start to lose it. But I also think you have to watch what the guy is doing that night. And sometimes he may not be giving up a lot of runs, but he's getting hit really hard. And that tells you something, too. Or he's not. There's a ton of foul balls and they just keep wearing him down, wearing him down. So I don't think it's always so much about, okay, it says to do this because of this. You have to watch what your pitcher's doing, because the hitters will tell you everything you need to know about your pitcher.
Backing up, Chisholm, and Leiter Jr. retires the Twins in order 1, 2, 3 as we take it to the 8th. Well, fans, the next game on Yes is Friday night when the Yankees take on the Orioles in the second game of a 4-game set in Baltimore. Coverage will begin at 6 with Audi batting practice at the pregame, with first pitch scheduled for shortly after 7 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Now remember, tomorrow night's game against the Twins is on Prime. Thursday's game against the Orioles is on Fox. But Yes will have post-game coverage after the final out of each game.
So getting back to that, I always felt that analytics, numbers, whatever you want to call them, is just another tool in your bag to help you make decisions. And they're very black and white, but we play in a great game, and it's not always exact science, because there are times where you will pull someone because it's what the numbers tell you and it doesn't work. And there's times you'll leave a guy in and it doesn't work. I always thought it was a roadmap. Like, okay, you really got to pay attention more now. And I knew pitchers that once they got over 75 pitches, my antenna needed to go up. And it would be up the whole game, but it'd be really up, knowing that I need to watch the swings. I need to see what the hitters are doing off him, because it's an average because some days you might have a little bit better stuff than you did on a day where you didn't get through a lineup 2 times or 3 times. So you really got to think about and watch what's happening in the game.
3-2 count on Judge. And another walk to the Yankee captain. 3 walks yesterday, 2 walks tonight.
I'm just going to tell you, this move makes me nervous.
Going to the bullpen right here.
I'm going to tell you why when we come back.
All right, there's a tease. Stay tuned. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. By Untuckit, find the perfect fit today at untuckit.com. More than 80 stores worldwide. And by Mohegan Sun, something's always happening at Mohegan. Tom Kelly won 2 championships with the Twins in 87 and 91. Casey won thousands with the Yankees.
Not enough fingers and toes to count.
So they go to the left-hander, Genesis Cabrera. And Joe, you don't love the move. Why?
Well, for the left-handed hitters in this lineup, because it just seems like when he makes a mistake, he leaves his fastball into lefties. He doesn't always get it away, and
ball gets away as Judge will go to second, and Yankees send Goldschmidt up to pinch it for Rice.
when he's wild up and in to lefties, and it just makes me really nervous. This is his 4th team this year, and you see the breaking ball, and it's not able to block because as a catcher, you're assuming it's going to your left, and it's on his right, and he can't push back that way. And it gets by, and now you got a runner in scoring position.
So they had to make a decision, Rocco Baldelli. Would we rather have Hatch against Rice or a lefty against Goldschmidt? And the splits are silly in favor of Goldschmidt facing a lefty as opposed to facing a righty. So he's going with Cabrera against Goldschmidt.
And here's the thing, right? He saw the at-bats that Rice was having tonight. He probably wasn't comfortable. But Belly is better against lefties than righties too. Much better. So now you get 2 favorable matchups for the Yankees by making this move.
High fly ball. Judge tagging. Buxton makes the catch, but just draws the throw. 1 down. So Cabrera on his 4th team of the season. Bounced from the Mets to the Cubs to the Pirates. And then he signed with the Twins on August 14th. They were desperate for relievers because they traded everybody.
Yeah, he's always had a really good arm. I mean, he's been up to 97 this year, and years past he was up to 99. But command has been his biggest problem.
So here's Bellinger. Judge takes off for third. The throw. Got it.
Yeah, he gets a pretty good jump, but again, it's that open lane, and it's so easy to throw. It's something that has happened to the Yankees a number of times this year. Caballero got picked off yesterday because he was trying to get a huge jump with the lefty up. One of your best RBI guys up.
Oh, 0-2. And the pitch. 1-2.
Just the third base runner that that Mickey has thrown out this year. 3 for 20. Judge upset with himself for getting thrown out.
2-2. Devin Williams will be next. Just missed the outside corner.
The Yankees are 3rd in caught stealing at third base. 9 times. Only Tampa Bay has been thrown out more.
Ground ball first base. Clemens is there, taking himself, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the inning. Yankees up by 2. It's time for the Audi electric moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Well, in the 7th, Ryan Fitzgerald hits this flat slider for a 2-run homer that all of a sudden made this a game. 10-7 in the 6th inning. And now the Twins are only down by 1.
Goldschmidt takes over at first base. And Devin Williams takes over on the mound, as Mark Leiter did a pretty good job. Three straight scoreless appearances for Williams. And he'll start with Fitzgerald. And a strike.
Really important to get these next 2 hitters out before Buxton, their best home run hitter, is up.
One and one on Fitzgerald. He's 2 for 3. Single. The 2-run home run Joe just showed you, a 2-run score. Batting 8th and playing short. Strike on the fastball.
They got a 2-run homer from their shortstop last night. They get a 2-run homer from this shortstop tonight. That being Brooks Lee.
One and 2 on Fitzgerald. Swing and a miss on the change. 1 away here in the 8th.
A really good sequence. A strike change, and then a ball, and then a strike with a fastball up and in, and then a change down just below the zone that he gets Fitzgerald to chase. Here's his twin brother hitting next.
James Outman.
Boy, did he hit a long home run.
That was in the 5th. And a strike.
You know, in 107 at-bats, and a hitter usually gets 600 per year. He's got 11 extra base hits. I mean, that's a pace of about 64, which is a lot. I mean, there's thunder in this bat.
And that one is lined right at Jazz. 2 away.
Yeah, really good jump by Jazz to get to this ball, and really important in front of Buxton, who is hitting with 31 home runs.
Got a good fastball tonight, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looked like Buxton was sitting on changeup and then said fastball, and I'm swinging at this because it's hard to hit the changeup.
And another one, 96.
Yeah.
He usually sits at 94, so good velocity tonight.
I almost feel like he's sitting changeup still, even with 2 strikes. It doesn't mean you don't throw him one. It's just got to be a really good one.
And it was. Strong inning for Devin Williams as he retires the Twins in order. We're going to the ninth. Yankees up by 2. To name that Yankee, give you another look at the clues. This guy was one of the first true setup men. Son played for the Yankees and the Mets. It's Ron Davis, RD.
I thought RD was research and development.
In this case, it was research and development on leading to a closer. He had nasty stuff.
Sidearm, a little sidearm.
Stanton takes a strike as we start the ninth.
He's had a good night too. I know he's 1 for 3, but he hit that long fly ball to center for the sac fly, a single to right field.
One and 2 on Stanton. Chisholm on deck. If you just got here, Yankees are up 10-1 after 3.5. But 3 runs and then 4 runs in successive innings by the Twins. Made it close. It's 10-8. Hit sharply and through for a base hit.
I would think that you'd see Caballero possibly run here for Stanton. Yeah, you're going to look at this breaking ball down in the zone. Curveball, and he stays on it, goes down and gets it with his legs. It's his hard ground ball between short and third, and here comes Caballero. And when you watch Cabrera, he rocks. Sometimes I think he's really close. His feet rock to balking, and I would think that the Yankees first base coach would let the first base umpire, John Lipka, Travis Chapman being the first base coach, to pay attention to his feet.
And a throw over.
I would do everything I could to get a one-way lead and see if I could draw that other throw over, where you get off and your first move is always back to see if you can get him to throw over, and then you have a much better chance of running. It's really good. Michael, I think I saw it for the first time the other night. Someone threw over the third time.
Did they get him?
No.
A little balkaroni.
Yes.
0-1.
Thing about Cabrera, he's pretty quick to home plate, so it would have to be a really good jump by Caballero.
One and one.
I was really impressed with Jazz's at-bats against Chapman over the weekend. How he stayed in there, hung in there, hit the ball hard off him.
Runner goes, big jump, throw to second. Safe, 47th stolen base.
I mean, it's amazing to me. Cabrera's looking right at him, and once he gets that far, you got to throw over. But that's the problem, throwing over 2 times in a row and not getting him. And he almost comes off the bag here. This is where you worry about someone's left shoulder being able to hold on. See Fitzgerald trying to push him off.
Boy, as they say, speed slows down a game because you really distract the pitcher.
Not as much as it used to, though, when they could throw over 8 times.
Right. So the count full on Jazz. 2 for 4, a couple of singles, run scored.
He'd went hitless in his last 2 games, but had been swinging the bat so well before that. It's good to see him get back in that hit column.
Popped up. Martin puts it away. Now with 1 out, you can easily see Caballero take off for third.
Again, though, it's really hard with a left-handed hitter because you have that open lane. But he has pretty good speed and is pretty good about getting big jumps. But Cabrera is pretty quick to home. So it has to be really calculated to me.
Brendan Lau singled in the bottom of the 9th inning. Chandler Simpson scored. The Rays still trail the Blue Jays 6-5. Big lead. There he goes. And he stopped. He just stopped on a dime.
So was Cabrera thinking that he was going to try to pick him at second there? Yeah, he had a big jump, but I think he got nervous. And you can see how quick he is to home. It's actually a good shutdown, and then Cabrera falls down. But this is a really hard combination to run on. And you have to be sure that you're safe. There's 2.
All right, so he's had his 2 looks over at second.
How much bigger of a lead he gets, Michael.
Humongous lead. And McMahon grounds to Clemens. They flip to Cabrera. Moving to third is Caballero. Now to bring up Volpe, and it brings out Rocco Baldelli. And he's going to call on a right-hander. So it's former Yankee Michael Tompkin. It'll be Tompkin against Volpe. Runner at third, 2 outs. Yankees up by 2, top of the 9th.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at Ron Davis. You see the numbers, 8 consecutive strikeouts on May 4th. That's a pretty good day. An all-star in 1981. Traded to the Twins with Greg Gagnon. He was pretty important to some of their championship teams.
Oh, a second trip to the vault.
Yeah. Little sidearm Jeff Nelson-like. Look at Dusty. Dusty doesn't like it. Watch. That doesn't go over so well today. Yeah, they knew how to elevate. Gets Fred Lynn, gets George Brett. Some pretty good names there.
Michael Tompkin deals a strike to Volpe. Last 9 appearances, shaky for Tompkin. Volpe's 2 for 3 with a walk. Couple runs scored. And a ribby. Caballero leads off third. And the 0-2.
Got a pitch to hit right down the middle. Spoiled it. Sure, he would have liked to have that one back. David Bednar getting ready to come in. 3-run lead would sure be a lot nicer than a 2-run lead.
Yep.
I like that too, Michael. I've liked the things that I've seen from Anthony Volpe. We've seen him swing at that pitch where the rear end comes out, the front hip flies. Just a really good take.
1-2. Still 1-2. Caballero pinch running for Stanton. Led off the inning with a single, his second hit of the night. Yankees have 16 hits. Volpe fouls it away. Due up in the bottom of the ninth inning. It's 2, 3, and 4 in the Twins order against David Bednar.
Pretty good power in Larnach and Clemens.
Took that pitch off the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, the fans seem to like this, but this is a couple inches off of the plate. It's a good job of not swinging at this. You can see that front hip going there. Got to keep that in, Anthony. You've done a really good job of doing that tonight.
Tonkin loved this time with the Yankees, Joe. He said, I got things rolling with the Yankees. I love that team. The organization is great. I have nothing but respect for those guys. It was pretty cool being there.
Yeah.
Foul ball.
I think so many Yankees feel that when they get a chance to come over here because it's a special place to play. I wasn't sure if this hit his forearm or he fouled it off. He just fouled it off, yeah. Ooh.
The 2-2. Got him. So Tonkin does the job. No runs a hit. One man left. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Bednar will try to close it out. Let's check out the upcoming schedule brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Regular season is running out. One more game against the Twins. That'll be on Prime tomorrow. Then Fox Thursday in Baltimore. And then the next 3 will be on Yes, an off day. And the Yankees finish at home with 3 against the White Sox and 3 against the Orioles. So 7 of their remaining 11 games after tonight against Baltimore. 2.41 ERA in 16 games with the Yankees. He has assumed the closer role. They trust him. They feel good when he's out there. And now they'll try to close out this much too close for comfort game. Austin Martin leads off against Bednar. First pitch popped up. Austin Wells, 1 away.
Now that's a big out because he's been really good at getting on base, setting the table, and now you got some power hitters coming up. Larnach and Clemens.
Larnach hit a sac fly in the 6th. And Joe, when that ball left the bat, it looked like it was a tie game at 10-10.
It sure did. I saw Meredith kind of drop her head a little bit over here.
But Judge ran back to the wall and made the catch. That one's gone. Now it's 10-9. Oh, did he crush it? Wow.
Yeah, he's been swinging the bat really good since the month of August. Ton of power. And Michael, that was one where all you needed to hear was the sound and you knew it was going.
Yep.
You just knew it. And now you're facing Clemens, who guys with 300 at bats, you're going to look at this. This is a fastball just middle. And he crushed it. And I'm sure he was trying to get it higher, but he's 12th amongst AL hitters in home runs per at bat with 300 at bats.
Well, what was once 10-1 after this swing is 10-9 with 1 out at the bottom of the ninth. Onto the flag court.
where we exited yesterday.
Yep.
We might be able to get that ball.
One. 2-1.
Yeah, his most slug for Clemens has come on breaking balls, the least on actually splits and changeups. So I would think that he would try to get him out possibly with a split, or elevated fastballs seem to be pretty good to Cody Clemens.
The 2-1. Dropped a curveball in for a strike. 2-2. Clemens calls time. Got a couple of walks tonight. He's 0 for 2. 19 home runs on the year. There's tomorrow's starter, Luis Heel. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Goldschmidt. 2 away. All after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame.
Yeah, just an outstanding play by Goldschmidt, who has a number of Gold Gloves, 4 in total, and he ends up being able to take it himself because it's hit so hard.
There's Royce Lewis. Twins are down to their final out.
You know, that's the one thing that I didn't know a ton about David Bednar before the Yankees got in. For a closer that has 98, he really pitches. Breaking balls behind in the count. He flips them in for first pitch strikes. Down and away.
Like that?
Yeah, and that's a really good job by Austin Wells getting him that strike to get back in the count.
The 1-1. That curveball misses. 2-1. Lewis has power. He has 12 home runs. Has missed a lot of the season with injury. McMahon deep at third, fairly close to the line. The 2-1. And the Twins are down to their final strike.
Yeah, really good splitter, and it's 93 miles an hour. So as a hitter, you pick it up as a fastball. Just below the zone, not much you could do with it. And if he could throw another one, you would think that he would get him out.
And he does. And the Yankees hold on. From a laugher to a nail biter. Too close for comfort, but they'll take it, and they win 10-9.
Wow, what a game. I mean, this was the tale of 2 games. The first half was the Yankees, all Yankees, up 10-1. And then the Twins outscored them in the second half 8-0.
10-1 after 3.5, Joe. You're not thinking you're seeing Bednar, but they had to.
Yeah, and he comes up big with this really good split finger down in the zone, and you see the chase. And it's a big win for the Yankees because separate between the Red Sox a little bit more. They get the game that they lost yesterday, and it's a hard-fought win, but tell you what, it'll make you gray as a manager. I can tell you from experience.
So 2 over the Red Sox and 2 over the Astros. And then the Guardians are 4 back in the loss column. Big home run for that guy. The Yankees hold on. That's the best way to put it. 10-9. They've evened the series. Turn tomorrow into the rubber game. We'll be back. Cadillac drive of the game, Joe.
Second inning, Trent Grisham hits this long home run off of Zebby Matthews to make the score 5-1. And in the first 2 innings, he had a single and a homer. Added a sac fly in the third, too.
So the Yankees 10-16-0. The Twins 9-9-0. Time of the game 1 minute fewer than 3 hours. Leiter the win. Bednar the save. Zebby Matthews took loss. Anthony Volpe, we'll hear from him on the postgame show. He had a big day returning to the starting lineup. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Adam Ottavino. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again tomorrow as the Yankees wrap up the series in Minneapolis. Coverage will begin at 7 p.m. on Prime with with first pitch coming shortly after 7:30. Once again, the final score, the New York Yankees 10, the Minnesota Twins 9. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Adam Ottavino standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys.
God bless you. I'm up on this one again. No.
Double pro.
I met this girl last December. Her name na Monica. She sent me her picture from Twitter. She dey always wear short Nika tie. Monica too fine, no, but Monica too like money. I spend money for Monica. She still the follow. She still the waka. See Monica with Brandy Boy. I see Monica with the GoPro. I see Monica with Tomo Healer. GC, now we think this up. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife material. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife material.
If you get money, Monica go stay with you. If you not go get money, Monica fit stay with you. Monica, follow. If you get big things, she swallow. If you don't get, borrow. Monica don't take for Kalika, fi shame you. If you today no be the same you, why can't they love the same you? Monica when I see for Facebook, Monica go far away. Monica dey with that day, but me I go away. When tell me I like it, she can't dey spend money. Monica want come party. If you no come concert, Monica no be dundee, she like dundies.
Come to my place, she go run, come. I swear she go run, come. She see me take out money, she go shake bum. She go shake bum. She dey pepper for mat like say I lick dum. Like say I lick dum. She do like skin touch, she know they use condom. I swear she know they use condom. Monica, oh, Monica go kill the best you. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife material.
Double pro.